Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Hello, Leos. Welcome in. What are we doing here today? What are we talking about? The courage to transform. The courage to look at those messages coming in. What are they? It's like some of you already know what they are. And you know if you look at them, it's going to maybe require a lot of work on your part. So you're kind of not wanting to see them maybe. Let's get into this. Thank you to all who have supported this channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Fortune's on your side. Don't worry. Don't worry. Remember, not everything's going to resonate here, message-wise. Take what does and leave the rest. Let's get our dragonflies going. Here we go. Remain playful. Self-care. And I'm hearing part of the self-care is recognizing the messages and making necessary changes, okay? It's kind of twofold, this message here. Other oracles for our Leos. Redemption. Interesting. Redemption. I'm going to read it. Let's get a little further into that. And I go right to the page. Interesting. The goddess is depicted on this redemption card as opening her arms to the universe, seeking redemption. She is asking for wreaking redemption. Interesting. Seeking. She is asking for forgiveness, but in her heart she understands that the choices she makes are hers and hers alone. The snakes here coming out of her chest represent guilt and self-judgment. She's honored her tough decisions. Do not self-blame or have regret. Move on from painful past. Cast aside any feelings of remorse. What has been done is done. It cannot be undone. You have learned great lessons. Move forward. Positive changes upon you. Release from suffering. Learn to trust your own decisions. Okay, I think this is the meat of it. Learn to trust your own decisions when it comes to doing what is best for you, and do not give this power away to others. Yes, and that's part of that self-care too that I was getting the messages, taking a look at it. Do what's best for you. Don't get guilted into other strategies. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's get the tarot out here, Leos. Messages for our Leos. Eight of Cups, walking away from something. Queen of Pentacles, grounded energy. Leadership energy. Knight of Swords. Oh, forceful movement here. Forceful action being taken. Yeah. In order to be grounded, you need to move away from something and you need to take forceful action there. What's the Queen of Pentacles here, Spirit? I'm hot all of a sudden. I haven't been hot all day. I don't understand why I'm feeling that. That must be coming off of the collective energy. Queen of Wands here. Okay. And the Star. So something to do with being grounded is finding something exciting. You know, they seem like they're not really in conjunction with one another, but I do feel like it's going hand in hand here. It has something to do with your healing. It has something to do with what you're wishing for. It has something to do with being very attracted to something. And that is what's going to help ground you. And maybe you're hearing or you're thinking, how can something kind of flighty and joyful and what I'm attracted to be grounding? But that's what I see. Oh, yeah. And it's your match. King of Pentacles is out here now, and we're talking about grounding, and the Queen of Pentacles was already out here. This is divine match. So it's somebody that you're very attracted to, or a situation you're very attracted to. That is actually a wish of yours. It will help you with grounding. It will help you with solid decision making here. It's not a frivolous thing. It's not a fly-by-night type of experience, which is maybe how you're looking at it. It's actually meant to be and to change up your life. What's the Eight of Cups here? But it's kind of like, this is too good to be true energy. And so, I'll just play around with it. And Spirit's saying, no, this isn't to be played around with. This is like grounding, meant to be energy. This is the change in your life here. Take this road. The Nine of Swords is out here. It's in the reverse, which means more of this grounding and this calm. Where you are now, you don't realize, is anxiety-ridden and flighty energy and maybe even attacking energy, but very much like disturbing energy. And you've been told that's grounded energy or that's solid, and it's not solid. It's like some sort of illusion here. Walk away from this energy that makes you nervous, maybe keeps you up at night, and find your calm. Your calm is in this connection. For many of you, this will be a person, but in some cases, it will be a connection to maybe a career or circumstance, but it's something that's really appealing to you. You're very drawn to it, in other words. And it's a dream of yours. Run, don't walk towards it. It's actually your grounding. It's actually your solace. It's actually your calm. It's actually your meant to be. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. The energy, we'll probably see the Chariot here. The energy is move quickly. Don't waste any more time. Get to this person. Get to this circumstance. That's so attractive to you. That goes right along with the redemption we were reading about too. The redemption card about run, don't walk to what is good for you in this life. Self-care, that's a part of it. Are you worrying about what everybody else thinks and where everybody else thinks you need to be? Okay, that's not part of your self-care. That's a part of caring for others. Three of Wands. The message here that Spirit's giving is not about others. It's about you. Focus in on you. Look to your future. What does your future look like? And don't consult others about that. Some of you will literally hear that and say, I'm going to run this by so-and-so. No. The message is not run this by anybody other than yourself. What have you been wishing for? What have you been wanting? What is your healing? Actually, I don't think you know what your healing is, but when I say, what is it you want? What are your big wishes or dreams in a person or a situation? You can answer that. And Spirit's saying that's part of your healing, that's part of your grounded, and that's part of you focusing in on you and your wants and desires. And that is where this next phase of your life goes. Five of Swords is out here in the Seven of Wands. The plot is thickening because the energy you're coming from is very combative. Competitive, one-upping each other in a situation, in a relationship. Having to defend yourself. Some of you, what you've done in the past, you're like, for the last 10 years, you've been defending yourself or apologizing for it. Enough is enough, okay? One apology, maybe two, should have sufficed. If this person or circumstance is asking you to constantly be in a mode or an energy of, I'm sorry, it's time to run, not walk away from this energy. Because this energy is never going to be satisfied. They just always want to drag you through the mud or grind you into the dirt or something like this. That's their issue, I'm hearing from Spirit. Move away from it. Queen of Swords. Yeah, she knows exactly when to cut things out. She's very wise. This is energy that's more feminine in nature. Letting things come to you, not being action-oriented. We are talking about action-oriented energy here, though. But mentally, the swords are a lot of mental or communicative-wise. Let things come to you. Don't start them. Let them come to you, and then cut them right out. That's really the energy I'm getting. If somebody wants to start something, you don't be the person that starts it. But you be the person that says, look, I'm no longer going to have this kind of energy in my life. I'm just, moving on, moving away. The Sun, because your happiness depends on it. Yeah. Let's read that one sentence one more time regarding Redemption card. Learn to trust your own decisions when it comes to doing what is best for you, and do not give this power away to others. That is the crux of this whole read. And then examples follow. So, Spirit's being very thorough here. But that's the crux of the message, I believe. Eight of Swords. This is a mental prison. This is holding yourself back. Look how tied up this individual is. And it could be like mental, I don't know. It's just something like, I know, but I just don't want to go there. Okay, so it's like this, what I'm talking about. Being dragged through the mud, having to apologize for decades about the same sort of thing. This is just maybe you're not meant for this circumstance or this person, or they're not meant for you. Give them a break and you a break, and peace out. Because look at how the communication here in the swords, or the mental part of this, swords are a lot about, what you're thinking of, and the mental aspect of things is just binding this person. But happiness wants to reach you. And it's like you've just got this circumstance or this person tattooed all over you, but with them comes whatever this negative is. Like it's not a tattoo of happiness. It's a tattoo of blame game. For one example, how you've held them back. Look, nobody holds anybody back, okay? If they've been held back, it's because they've held themselves back. Don't take on that responsibility. That isn't true. That you haven't held anybody back. They've held themselves back, and they can't face it. In this scenario, in this example, and yours may be different, but they can't accept that they've held themselves back. So it's easy to blame you. Don't get caught up in that blame game. The Two of Cups here in the reverse, whoever you think is your soulmate right now is not your soulmate. And I actually don't think that you think that. You've been told that, or you've been involved in this for years. And so, just out of sheer time spent with this person, you think it's soulmate connection. It is not soulmate connection. The Wheel of Fortune. For one, because I feel like some of you aren't even, you're having like a hard time even believing that. Just look at how you feel around them. Like, how does your body respond to them? If it's an anxiety-producing type situation, forget it. Also, mentally, is it confusing or unpleasant or destructive to you? Okay, forget it. And also, maybe you've just flat out grown apart. I see two different styles here in the cards. And I see what's healthy is upside down. So something that's unhealthy. The Wheel of Fortune talks about fated events that are happening that turn the wheel and change up your life. And that has something to do with what you're attracted to. That is a dream of yours. Changes it all up. The Hermit. Now, maybe for those of you who aren't taking this in, who are used to some sort of tradition of mediocrity or not even being happy. Many people do this in their life. Spirit's saying, you're not doing enough self-reflection. You're not getting quiet enough to really understand what it is that you want out of life. You see this attractive thing and you say, yeah, that would be a dream of mine, but you don't have any intention of doing anything about that. And Spirit's saying, that's not how you look at this. You look at it completely differently. You look at it as, I've done a lot of self-reflection. I know what it is I want. I see that it's become available to me, and I go after it. I recognize that my soulmate energy that once was is no longer, and I make changes. The Tower, the Ten of Cups, and Death. Okay, big cards here. Two major arcanas. And the Ten of Cups is happily ever after. Do you want your happily ever after? I see where you blend with this person. Do you see how your style is very flowy? It's the same print. You are one here. And then look at this with the Two of Cups in the reverse. Style is very different. This is flowy, and this is very stringent and more abstract. Flowy, abstract. Somebody can't get into the flow because they're too busy being complicated, overthinking things, and there is definitely a need of placing blame. But your happiness lies in somebody who's a lot more flowy. You are meant to transform here. I did say something about transformation at the beginning of this read, getting the downloads on that and being clear. I think you're getting the downloads and you're ignoring them. This is meant to be a major change in your life, moving in the direction of something that's grabbed your attention, that you're really attracted to, and that is a wish of yours. And Spirit's saying, don't ignore this. Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Wands. I'm hearing some of you are saying, well, okay, what if this doesn't work when I leap in this other direction? Okay. And what I'm hearing is, it's always going to work because it's always going to lead you to a eye-opening path forward. That's always going to work. Yeah. And right as I'm saying that, the Five of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, that talks about what you're asking. What if this isn't my life purpose? What if this doesn't work? Because maybe you're getting some sort of energies where you're also thinking, hey, this is kind of my next move. This is my life purpose. This has something to do with my life purpose. It feels big. I'm looking to my future in a different way for the first time. Spirit is saying, it may not turn out exactly like you think. How many things do? But it's going to be very eye-opening for you, and it does work out because it's where you're meant to grow and progress. Where you are now is stagnant energy. Some of you, it's even abusive energy. It's somebody who doesn't want to take responsibility for themselves in a circumstance or in a relationship. And so it's easy, and I've said this before, it's just something where they're blaming you, but they're not taking responsibility for their part in the situation. Three of Pentacles is out here. You're getting a lot of different ways that Spirit's saying the same thing. New collaborations, new relationships. New projects, new growth. Spirit's saying the same thing in a variety of different ways because They've been sending you the messages and the signs, and they've been putting things right in front of you, and you continue to not take action. You continue to put it on the back burner. You'll save it for another day. Spirit's saying today is that day. Have the courage. Do it. Final messages for our Leos. Six of Wands. Victory is here. The Lovers. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Victory is here with your lover, if that is your dream, or if that's what you're attracted to, if that's your scenario. Or victory is here with the Lovers that often talks about making good choices, or a choice of two, and you make the better choice of the two. That could be work-related. That could be a relationship. That could be how you're resonating with this. But the victory is in making the right choice. The victory is in a lover. You can take it a couple different ways. One more go round here. Leo. Page of Wands. The key to this I'm hearing is, if you're saying to yourself, yeah, a lot of things have attracted me and I'm kind of interested in a lot of different things. Okay, it's the thing that you have been thinking about the most, because pages are all about communication and thinking and all bringing messages, mostly bringing messages is what I want to say. So those are the messages I saw early on in this read. You're getting the messages, but are you really taking them in? Okay. Because Spirit is sending you messages, downloads, okay, that I think you're putting on the back burner. But the key to all of this is when you're really narrowing it down to the one, because somebody's wanting to know what's the one thing. I like a lot of different things, okay? I've been attracted to a lot of different things. It's the download. It's the message that gives you the most feeling of growth and a sense of, I am really inspired now by this circumstance, situation, person. It's I am inspired about my life in a new way, or for the first time in a long time, or the first time ever. Something like that. That's your biggie. It's a biggie. We're talking about big cards here, talking about big change. And we've been talking about transformation, big change since we started this read. Okay? So let's just throw some dice for fun. We haven't done that in a while. Aura, something about your aura. Ooh, something about this person's aura or the circumstance that you're leaving. Pay attention to the negative energy that's there, the aura that's there, that's tarnished. It's not light and airy, an aura. Pay attention to your aura. I'm hearing it's being tarnished by this connection, this circumstance. Alan may be a name. Be sure. You are sure. Be sure of this. You are sure of this. Ross may be a name. Alabama. Yeah, something about calm, zen. Vermont, San Antonio. Wow, I'm getting a lot of different things here. Arizona. Cups. Cups represent love in the tarot deck. Cups, love. We've talked about relationships here. Cincinnati, random, okay. It's going to mean something to somebody. Ron. Yeah, something about people being at a crossroads, a couple being at a crossroads, or a circumstance that is crossroad in nature. Do you go right? Do you go left? One way you know is more fighting, and one way you know is Zen peace, okay? city. Something ails you. Look at what's ailing you. Really go, like let's say you haven't been feeling well. Follow that too. When did that start? Or when does that percolate most? Or when do you have the most pain or the most anxiety? And is that related to this not feeling well? And where does it come from? And keep following that. And I think you'll find it's in this circumstance and in this person, okay? And for many of you, you won't even know the degree to which this is influencing you, even on a health level. Something about a hat. Does somebody wear a lot of hats? Oh yeah, maybe they wear a lot of hats, and people are like, how could you leave this person? Or how could you leave this circumstance? But they don't see the behind the scenes. And you're very keen to the behind the scenes because you're also behind the scenes. And so you know that this person can be a lot different. And we did talk about abusive type people, and they can be very, very cunning like that, where they are one way to the public, and then they're very different behind the scenes. And Spirit is saying, yeah, no more of that for you. No more of that for you. Maybe there's a junior involved here. I see junior. I see something about speaking up. Speak up. Get the mic. Speak it up. Speak what you need to speak. Oh, and another reminder to play. Does this person not like you to play? Is that intimidating to them? It's like they don't want you to play, but then when you try and do something with them, they don't want to play either. It's more of the punishment. So you realize when I say this, it's a no-win, right? Sometimes you have to hear somebody else say something in order for it to click. So you see how that's a no-win for you. That style. I don't see that style changing anytime soon. So yeah. Okay, we did talk about feminine energy, yin, and that is letting energy come to you. Good, wholesome, solid, beautiful, grounded energy. Everything we've talked about, it comes to you, okay? You shouldn't have to chase after this. You're chasing after the situation that wants you to always be at fault and apologizing. But this grounded new energy that's coming in, that's part of your wishes and dreams, it's not something you have to chase. It's available to you because it's a gift from the divine. Sit back and enjoy it. But in order to do that, you do have to make some changes, okay? Because you want to be loyal to this energy coming in and be all about them, not in between worlds and trying to do both. This loyal heart, this is a 360 view. This is a aerial view. This is seeing things a lot clearer because you've gotten up above it. So often we don't see things because we're in them. So that's more of that hermiting energy. Get above this. Get higher than this so you can get a really good perspective on this. Who is the loyal heart here? Who is the match for you, the pair for you? Who completes your heart here? I'm hearing from Spirit that will be very clear to you. It won't take you long to just know that. And milk and honey, because you're destined for this person or this circumstance, and it's supposed to be win-win. We see that, like total victory, and also milk and honey vibes where, you're just bathing in milk and honey. Okay? Just utter happiness. That's your message, Leo. I hope you found it helpful. If you have, please like, share, subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, let's remember who we are. Let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.